You heard me.
Welcome to round number 4. We got the Gruul on Gruul violence.
Yeah, I think you should probably stop using that. I know that's like that's one of those ones that's just in your wheelhouse, like ready to go at any time. I think you need to stop. This is an intervention.
All right.
Me in the chat.
I won't use that one anymore.
Me in the chat.
The Gruul pseudo mirror.
Lame.
In that they both have red and green cards.
They do.
The types of cards they've chosen to play are very different. I think they might both have Jade Light Rangers.
I think Tony Mason's on the mono green, and Erik is on Gruul Warriors.
Yeah.
Boo!
This card does not shine in this type of matchup. The Growth Chamber Guardian.
Yeah. Big Domri.
Big Domri.
Leave it, leave it.
I know Erik's a big fan of Domri as well.
Yeah, Domri is really good at doing not a lot, and
he's not like the first Domri where you came in and it got value like guaranteed on the first turn. Like you were
right.
The first Domri cost 3. There was a 3/3 for 2 in that format. You could just cast it, and your guy would fight something else, and it was great. And then that guy could block the next turn.
Oh God! Every day I take this. Jump in front, Tony. It's a time walk. Yeah. I'll take the 1-for-1 and time walk you when I've got a Domri coming down next turn. I don't even have to worry about protecting it.
Yeah, against your Landlord Elf.
I mean, he could have Collision Colossus, I guess. And just,
that's
Colossus,
fine.
the elf, but that, yeah.
Fine, Colossus me, you got it.
Big Domri.
Let's see if he goes down this time. He went up last time.
There's interesting. I would probably go down. It's more dangerous here because Erik could very easily have Chain Whirler or
Chain Whirler's a big deal. That's a warrior.
Legion War Boss, which we just saw him draw.
Yeah, Legion War Boss would have cleaned up the mess. Lots of basic forests in Erik's deck, so I don't know if he has Chain Whirler or not.
I just have him too. Alright, let's come across for 2 at Domri, I'm guessing. Yeah, that's totally fine.
Yeah, if you're Tony Mason, you're happy with this situation. This is fine. Play another land, play blocker. Oh, let me just give this hasty Gigantosaur. So now Domri's dead on this attack back, but I don't think Tony cares.
Yeah. So Erik has like 1 creature he can throw in front of the Gigantosaurus.
It's just a 10/10. It doesn't have trample.
Okay.
So we can chump it. You can chump it all day, but any forthcoming Galtas are going to be amazing. We got a new one coming in. Bing. 0421. Now you got 3 total goblins.
Did we opt to not make a second goblin token? No, there it is.
Okay, so the first the only goblin obligated to attack is the first one. Is the one that's made that turn. So
I'll do 5. Yeah.
Domri down.
That's a dead Domri. These war bosses are going to do a great job of chumping this Gigantosaurus. I'm going to play tap. I guess So we don't have any 5 drops. And here comes the Jade Light Ranger. Oh, Thrashing Brontodon.
Alright, so the Brontodon's going to thrash around a little bit.
It's got a big butt.
Can't lie.
It's going to stop these Legion War bosses from coming in, probably.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not anymore. We just drew a hasty spell. Tony still at 18. That's only cheap.
Right. And I think if Erik just hangs out for a minute and continues to go wide, I might have Jade Lighted if I was Tony there, because it guarantees you that you can cast your Carnage Tyrant next turn.
Yeah.
Or at least increases your percent chance.
I don't know that Carnage
Dramatically.
Tyrant's particularly relevant on this board.
So, with Erik going so wide, this non-trampler isn't going to do anything.
Yeah, you definitely want a Trampler, but I don't think you're in a position to attack.
Do you think if he's just hanging out for a while, he'll be in good shape?
You want to attack. I just don't think you're in a position to. I think at this point you're probably in pretty rough shape. You need Erik to make a bad attack. Because Erik's getting 1/1s every turn, and on top of that, he's able to cast multiple spells every turn. Was that a...
Here's
There's a Gulta.
Territorial Allosaurus goes to the bin. Galta is left on top. Guess what Tony's casting next turn?
Yeah.
Let's go ahead.
A big old Gulta for 2. What else does he have in his hand? Anything else that he can make use of that other 3 mana?
I think that's all Videmare.
He's got Videmare, Carnage Tyrant, and another Territorial Allosaurus.
No big deal.
Nothing we're gonna use.
Erik's going wide here. He's not going to continue to gain Goblin tokens because Tony stopped attacking. But he can continue to cast spells and go even wider. Galta's probably gonna help clean up.
First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go combat.
Alright, so what do we got this turn?
I
Probably
don't
just
know how
another
much
Growth
mana
Chamber.
Erik has. He's got one large pile of it.
6, it looks like.
Spellbreaker.
Spellbreaker is gonna get a counter.
Yep.
Llanowar Elf. And we tap 1.
Well, that's one of the skills matched together, I guess.
Here's a Gulta off the top.
Yeah, let's see what else you got.
Nothing else this turn, that's for sure.
Yeah. Very interesting. So, Galta attacks. I'm assuming the Spellbreaker and the Growth Chamber Guardian get blocking duty.
He's got another Growth Chamber Guardian in hand, which is why he tapped poorly last turn.
Right. Here's Pelt Collector. This guy could get big enough to do some work. Trigger.
There it is.
Alright. 2 more for a Gruul Harpooner.
Alright. Erik has no cards in hand, has a massive board position.
And the 2 big guys block the 2 Gobelinos coming in. So if I'm Tony, I would come in with Galta this turn for sure, Because next turn you could be evolving the Growth Chamber Guardian.
You
You
can do
don't
it
want
this
that.
turn. He's got a Landwar Elf out there.
Oh, sure. Alright, so you're getting 3 for 1 here. 3 pretty good ones at that.
He's got one on there too.
Alright, decides to get an additional little blocker in there, so I'd order him down.
It doesn't change the way you order it. Like, if you put a Legion War Boss there, then he might order it differently.
Right. I would still put the first, the unadapted guy in first. Okay, so he's going to choose to kill the token and not the adapter.
Interesting.
'Cause he can kill that for sure.
You can kill the adapter for sure.
Right.
Yeah, these three keep reaching. Last one. What was the next stage?
The adapter lives for another day. Galta down. Carnage Tyrant in.
Let's see. I got.
Let's see if.
I got it. I got two.
So Pelt
triggers.
Collector gets 2 triggers there, not 3. Just 2, because it's. Well, apparently Eric only gives it 1.
You don't want to be too greedy.
I had 2 creatures die.
Correct. He's up on the creed there. Alright, Tony gives it to him. Let's have it. Also, dude, try this one. You're gonna love it.
Drew the Lightning Strike. Don't think it matters unless we swing all in. Let's see. We got 2 4s. Get eaten up by the 2 big guys. And then the 2 war bosses get eaten. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8
started it.
damage coming
Okay,
through.
so I got you 10 and
Not too impressive.
him. It's his fault. I'm gonna play all these 1, 2, and 3 mana
Probably
things.
just Growth Chamber Guardian and then
Muck up
rebuild.
the board with all this
A
garbage.
little bit. Yeah, the Carnage Tyrant's coming after you again.
Pentuple green. That's where it's at.
I suppose he could just start attacking with the Gigantosaur as well.
Goblin's got
Yeah, that's not terrible.
Because the tokens, like if you leave 2 guys back, like the new tokens always have to attack,
Right.
and so you're gonna whittle him away at that point. Especially he's got some other plays coming in behind. Oh yeah, I would have sandbagged this a little bit longer than that.
Yeah.
But it definitely attacked with the Gigantosaur first, and then sandbag the Steel Leaf for like 2 or 3 turns. See if you can get some of the smaller guys out of the way. Or I guess the Steel Leaf can't interact with the smaller guys. You want the bigger guys out of the way. So in that case, you have to attack with the Carnage Tyrant, right? Because then he's forced to block with 2 of the larger gentlemen.
Yeah, you can just block with the Crawl Harpooner, some Goblin tokens.
Okay.
Still not a deal. I don't think he throws a 4/4 in front of the Carnage Giant. Maybe he throws 2 of them.
I know how much.
Yeah, 2 4/4s.
Only kill 1. Yeah, that seems reasonable.
That's really good.
Yeah, I think we're at that point where Tony needs to start making some good strategic attacks. Not all out, but be thoughtful, be mindful of it.
Carnage Giant's not a good attack right now.
I agree. I think the Gigantosaur is.
Yeah, I think you just get chumped by a goblin for a couple turns, but that's okay.
Right, you've got to whittle them away eventually. All right.
I'm not a fan of this one.
This one's it's gonna be traded off one of these Growth Chamber Guardians,
Yeah.
which
Is a replacement for it.
sure.
Yeah, I like the Gigantosaurus swing. Definitely don't like the Carnage Tyrant swing though.
Yep. Concur. Hate this. Hate it.
Hate it. He might have just drawn another one. He's hype about it.
Additional, jeez. So we've had 2 running Steel Leaf champions.
And he drew another one.
What is he doing with these? Uncanny. Can't make this stuff up, kids.
Can't make it up.
Alright.
Yes.
So now,
This one's getting 2 Crawl Harpooners.
I'm looking
now
for
this
a
one get
land.
to
I
eat
want
2
7.
Crawl Harpooners? I guess so.
I don't know how else you're gonna kill it. I could eat 1 and then he could finish it off with a lightning strike.
Okay. Yeah, that's the card in hand.
He might have also just drawn a Collision Colossus, which he's thinking about.
So Tony has Territorial Allosaurus in his hand. So if he draws a land and he could fight one of these Crawl Harpooners, this Steel Leaf is the key to victory. Uh-oh.
We're all in.
Oh, he's got Collision Colossus. He's got Mentor triggers. He's got dice.
Alright.
He's going to touch all the cards one more time. Alright. Big guys on the Legion War Bosses. Biggest guys on the Crawl Harpooners, and then the...
So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 coming through right now.
Yep.
Would you put him at 10? Can we save anything with this Collision Colossus and deal extra damage?
The Crawl Harpooner that's being blocked by the Thrashing Brontodon can be saved.
Okay.
Its toughness will go to 4.
Well, and then we have the Lightning Strike to finish off the
Steel Leaf. Yep.
Doesn't put us in a great position still.
Yeah. Concur.
Yeah, I think he just got sick of trying to do
Sitting
combat
there.
math.
Yeah.
I'm going all in.
Tony knew exactly what he was doing. He had these blocks lined up in his mind a long time ago. So... Oh, we got a new one coming in. Gotcha Music Vids. Are you going to advertise something to us? That sounds like a company name.
Alright, Eric realizes the attack
Was misguided. So Magic's a game of evolving board states. So what this means is that, like, when you're...
Tell me more.
I was about to.
Okay.
When you're looking at a board, it doesn't have to seem like it's the first time that you've looked at it. What you do is you pair things off in your mind. In that case, you're pairing off creatures like, okay, this attack yields this block every time. You know what I mean? And so he doesn't have to really do combat math every turn. He can, once you've solved it once, a new addition just adds plus whatever to your, you know what I mean? You just reconnoiter it a little bit. It's not a big deal.
I see.
That's
Well,
more. It's more of a, you know, a methodology that I use when I'm working on combat math. I definitely play attacking decks, and I think having good combat methodologies is important.
Okay. It's interesting.
All right.
I was hoping you block differently.
I think it's hard to.
Like could have got. I could have.
it's hard to
gotten
watch
17.
people play Magic and
Depending
be
on
like,
how you
okay, what are they thinking about? Like, I know when I watch the elite people play Magic, I'm just like, okay, I have no idea what these, like, they're thinking about the same things, but maybe in a different order, maybe you have a different, they have a different ranking of importance,
Sure.
that kind of stuff, and so
I don't think it's that hard. You know what other people are thinking.
oh, really? Oh, all right. Well, I guess you're just way better than me then.
Yeah, I'm just a Magic player whisperer.
So yeah, I like to give a little insight into here's how I think about it.
Sure.
And then you guys can take it or leave it. If you think I'm an idiot, just type in the chat because it's the internet. You're allowed to have an opinion.
I think if you rely too much on like shortcutting and like pairing off creatures and then just leaving that in the back of your mind, you miss like a lot of the like next level plays. Like in terms of reading what your opponent has and why they're attacking here.
Yeah. I can see that. I definitely, if I have like things laid out and I'm like, okay, this is where his good attacks are, and he does something not along those lines, that's when I'm like, okay, why is he attacking with? Like here, like there, if Tony Woods, if I was playing an Eric's seat, and I'm like, okay, him attacking with Gigantosaur is really good. But the Steelix Champion's just a trade-off. Like, why is he attacking? Why is he interested in trading off?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, what could he have in hand? Like, I probably would have not blocked one of those attacks.
Really? At 10?
Oh, he's at 10?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess you're kind of forced into it. It's tough.
If I'm Tony, I have 6 land. I just play out the Steel Leaf Pass. Next turn, play out Steel Leaf Pass. Next turn, play out Steel Leaf Pass. Second, I draw that 7th land, though. It's off to the races, too. Got that Allosaur in hand.
Right.
You're both playing off the top, but you've got a ton more cards in hand. So, like, your lands aren't dead draws.
Right. Yeah, very interesting.
But yeah, at any point during this next match, if you just want to ask me what either player's thinking, I will tell you.
No, it's fine.
No, I want to write it out there for you.
No, you're great.
And for the chat.
Well, listen, you can say whatever you want. You're doing commentary just as much as I am. So your opinion is just as valued. What we got in the chat? You got a hot one coming down?
No.
Oh, all right. You were looking at it real intently.
Real intently. I was staring at how many points Darth Juggalo Sam has.
Is it
Oh yeah.
tons of them?
840
He's playing
points.
gigantic.
Sam, is there a large overlap between Star Wars and Juggalos? Is that a big community?
I'll be getting an answer on that.
All right. Have I told my Juggalo story on the stream recently?
No?
One day I was standing in the hallway at my job, and it was around Halloween time. Somebody asked me what I was going to be. I was like, oh, I don't know. I might be a Juggalo. Those guys are kind of funny. And somebody came out of the room, like, next to where I was standing. They go, what were you saying about Juggalos? And I was like, oh, I just think Juggalos are hilarious. Like, I think somebody that takes that, any one band or given group of bands that seriously is just, I don't understand it, and therefore I think it's funny. And they're like, well, I'm a Juggalo. What do you think of that? I'm like, I'm happy for you. I'm glad you found something you're part of, but that's real weird and funny. Like, I thought I was going to get into a fight with this Juggalo.
You didn't?
Did not.
No fisticuffs.
No fisticuffs with the Juggalette.
I don't have anything for this matchup.
All right, here we go.
Should have brought her in a Fago the next day. Hey, let's share a Mountain Mist.
One Mountain Mist.
I don't even know where to. I wouldn't know where to go to get it.
Dollar General.
You're the one
Yeah.
No,
Big lots.
La Belle.
No, you know what I mean. It's like, can you only get, like, Ravnica allegiance cards?
A lot of land for Tony. He's also got a Rhythm of the Wild.
And a plummet?
I don't know why he brought Plummet in.
I guess he knows about the Phoenixes?
But Plummet's not particularly good against Phoenix.
No, not at all.
So, yeah. I would mulligan a hand with Plummet. So it doesn't remove mine.
I don't even know what a showdown pack is.
Lot of land on Eric's side too. I think I see 4 or 5 over there.
you sitting at a computer with like
I've always said that I find 4 and 5 landers the hardest ones to mulligan. So most 4 landers are probably fine. 5 landers are really tough.
Depends on my deck. There are definitely decks I played where I'm fist pumping a 5-1 hand.
Yeah.
Yeah! Got all 5 of them.
let's jump that to Stompy. Holy
No land Orel for Tony.
No land ORL for Eric.
Growth Chamber Guardian for Eric. Growth Chamber Guardian for Tony. Oh no.
No, I think he's going to do even better.
Better than a Growth Chamber Guardian?
Yeah, I think he's going to steal leaf in 1/3.
What? This guy just dies to a Growth Chamber Guardian.
As we learned last game.
Still worth playing the Growth Chamber Guardian. Or the Steel Leaf.
Absolutely. So like I wouldn't even block if I was Tony and I was playing Steel Leaf because Tony's deck escalates. Like it gets bigger over time. Whereas
4/4 is the biggest that Eric's got.
yeah, Eric kind of stays in the same
Stays in his lane.
stays in his lane. 4/4s. Sometimes you play 3, sometimes you play 4. Sometimes it costs you 5 mana over 2 turns.
Yes, true.
Tony definitely gets his mileage out of these Steel Leaf champions, though, man. He's been playing those things since. Oh,
Blocking.
maybe he's just trying to keep the life total high to
There's a Phoenix.
get that escalation.
Let's see what Tony's Phoenix plan is. Jade Light.
There's a Jade Light Ranger. Land. Land. Alright.
I like it.
Divination Ranger, no big deal.
Oh, Eric has another Phoenix in hand. I would just cast the other Phoenix.
No, he's not going to do that.
Yeah,
He's going to cast Vivian Reed.
because you got a Planeswalker and you can cast it, so
Why not, man?
let's cast it. Instead of this thing that speeds up the clock.
Can't get behind that one.
Basic Forest. He's obviously running more Forest because he's got Vivian Reed.
There's Tony playing Forest. He's obviously running more Forest because he has Gigantosaur.
Yeah. And no red spells in his hand. Or his deck. Although he could probably afford to run some. Like a Lava Coil wouldn't be bad.
No, Loppo's fine. Play land, dude. Alright, so we got some various things going on here. Here's
Skargan Hellkite.
the old Skargan Hellkite. So this has the Riot. I was grabbing old keywords. And that creates a situation where he can choose to, make it big and give it a pump ability or not?
Yeah, if he plays the Phoenix last turn, then I think Tony's dead this turn. No, he doesn't. So he's got a Lightning Strike and a Banefire in hand. Tony's just way out of this.
Yeah. I think Tony needs the Llanowar Elf Jade Light Ranger style start to really get in this game. Like get in against this Gruul aggro deck. Oh no, baby, what is you doing? You get the same result if you block the other way and your Phoenix doesn't die. Now you don't have this fragile token out on the board.
Had all these.
I've always been a
All right,
deck. I just didn't
on to
have
game
it
3.
last time.
So yeah, if you block the other way there, he gets the Phoenix doesn't die, and then you don't have like the vulnerable token. You just get to win the game anyway.
This is... Yeah, okay.
I'm just saying.
I think he had to read that Tony had literal nothing. So he was just throwing stuff in the front.
Okay. I just try and have things to say.
Oh, I understand.
Well,
Brontodon's out. Probably a good call. Don't think that Erik has any targets for that.
that was fast.
Don't know what he brought in.
Burn.
Knowing Tony,
Burn
probably some
again.
plummets.
Okay,
Pushing
I guess I
canopies.
died.
Yeah. Who knows?
Could be anything. Could be a lava coil. Probably not.
You know what card I want to see in War of the Spark?
Tell me what card you want to see in War of the Spark.
I want to see Vampire Hexmage.
Okay.
I think it's time for that guy to make a comeback.
All right.
Are there vampires?
You're one of those guys. You're one of those guys. Yeah, they're vampires.
We didn't have no vampires on
Your
it.
guild's practically chock full of them.
Noted.
See, I'm on the other end of the spectrum.
Yeah, you don't want that guy to happen.
I want savor the moment. So that I can savor the moment of having all these planeswalkers.
Showdown
in the
packs. The
format.
stakes have never
I
been
don't
higher.
know what
The
Saving the
highest.
Moment does. I don't think I ever played with that card.
Yeah, it
Literally
was
caricature.
Cycle. I think it's Shadowmoor.
Savor the Moment costs 1 blue.
Alright, there you go.
Take an extra turn after this one. Skip the untap step of that turn. Yep, this card is 100% from Shadowmoor. Because it's not a real Magic the Gathering card.
Sad.
See, this would go in my Wilderness Reclamation commander deck.
Oh
Okay.
no. Okay. Yep. We'll keep.
It's a sweet combo with that card. Two card combo, take an extra turn.
Right? Yeah.
Awesome.
Isn't this in one of your commander decks currently?
Savor the moment?
Yeah.
No.
No value. Go ahead. You know.
Don't currently own a Savor the Moment. I wouldn't put it in any of my commander decks either. If I was running like a Super Friends build, I would.
Okay. Here's a Zerta Goblin. Out of all the Gruul matchups I've watched Erik play, I don't think I've ever seen him cast this card.
Take it. Yeah, you're bashing for 3. This is how you win. You gotta beat him. You gotta beat him hard.
And I'll be completely honest, I disagree with the way he played it. I think he should have casted it as a 3/3.
Absolutely. Every time. Unless the 2 damage is gonna kill him.
Right. Dude, the Steelix champion, he wishes he had the 3/3.
Send them both. Yeah, Tony knows what's up.
Take 5s. Take 5, son.
So post board,
All right. More?
Tony recognizes. Oh, jeez, that he just has to kill Erik before Erik starts getting all the crazy flyers down.
Yeah.
Erik with the Collision Colossus. Does that creature have to be attacking for Colossus?
I think so. Earth Chamber Guardian. Not much help here. Here's 10. Gosh, 10's a lot. 10's a lot of damage. In a world of damage, 10 is a lot of it.
10 is quite a bit.
Nope, just target creature. Getting +4/+2 and trample.
There it is.
Hugging the tree. I don't know what these 2 cards in Tony's hand are. Galta gets cast here.
Carnage Tyrant?
Carnage Tyrant.
Territorial Allosaurus. He just drew a Gigantosaur.
Colossus, this guy. Block.
He's got a Rhythm of the Wild in hand. Nullhide Ferox. There you go.
Here's the Nullhide Ferox. What you got here, friend? Here's the Phoenix.
Phoenix. Now you attack with everything here.
Yeah. Get them all in there. Get them all. Go.
So he has to block the Phoenix on the Steel Leaf. Puts him to 1. He loses the Elf. And then every turn now he has to block the Nullhide with the Phoenix.
Yep.
And both of your Llanowar Elves are deadly.
So he needs Chain Whirler specifically here.
Yeah, Chain Whirler would be nice.
So I'm wondering if Erik has tuned this deck to this specific metagame, because Chain Whirler is super necessary in like a real metagame, like
Oh,
like a
absolutely.
15-round Star City or Grand
Yeah.
Prix metagame. Chain Whirler is an absolute necessity. But here we just don't see as much blue and white,
Right.
so Chain Whirler is a little less powerful.
Absolutely. But very good card still. I don't know what you would bring in that's more powerful than a 3/3 for 3 that pings everything. But there you go. There you have it. There's our 4 rounds for the night.
Come back and we'll have results from the Mythic Invitational. I can't wait to discuss those, how that metagame shaped up.
Never mind that. We're going to have spoilers next week.
Oh, jeez. I'm an idiot.
A stone cold dunce.
Well, come back next week to watch me be a stone cold dunce and John Douglas try and keep this ship afloat. Thanks so much, guys. Have a great night.